I'm Vikram and welcome to 3 Hack Fridays by Roundups. In this episode, I'll be giving out 3 tips that can make you financially smarter. Hack number 1, the importance of contrarian thinking. Now, famous investors like Warren Buffett make a lot of money using an investment approach known as value investing, where they buy assets at a very cheap price. Now, how do they do this? Because of the fluctuations, in the fundamental attributes of companies, because of human behavior, stocks are sometimes available at a very expensive price and sometimes at a bargain, right? Now, one can only find these bargains if they prevent herd mentality and start thinking for themselves. Now, this is very famous quote: only unpopular assets can be truly cheap, and those that are in favor are likely to be dear. Now, contrarian thinking is a method of thinking where you oppose the crowd. You're thinking very differently from the rest of the world. Now, this way of thinking is very hard because you have to deal with uncertainty, skepticism, and doubt. Social media and peer pressure only make it worse, right? They push you to accept the common notions and follow the tribe. But it is necessary for us to challenge these dogmas and think for ourselves, right? You won't necessarily be right all the time, but you risk massive, opportunities by following the crowd. This is very famous quote by Peter Thiel: contrarians are mostly wrong, but when they're right, they're really right. So in investments, start thinking for yourself. It's not necessary that you follow what the rest of the world is saying. And if there's a lot of attention, for a particular asset or for a particular company, chances are that the prices of those companies or assets are already very high. Hack number 2. Now, this is a podcast that I've been listening to on FS blog. It's called Why Mental Models. It's an interview with finance professor Sanjay Bakshi. Sanjay Bakshi is one of most India's recognized finance professors. He teaches a course called Business Valuation and Behavioural Finance at the Management Development Institute. He's also one of India's most successful investors. Now, in this episode, you'll learn how to develop a multidisciplinary approach when you're learning something and when you're solving a problem, how different mental models have helped Sanjay Bakshi with new investment strategies, how to keep an open mind when you're solving something new, how to look at problems with multiple perspectives and develop a solution, what is the most sustainable business model, and what are the characteristics behind it. So these are some of the points that we learn from this podcast. It's a brilliant podcast. You should check it out. And finally, hack number 3. This is a quote by Benjamin Graham: the investor's chief problem and his worst enemy is likely to be himself. In the end, how your investments behave is much less important than how you behave. I hope you enjoyed today's 3 hacks. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.